I've got a story to tell. I come from a low-parent family. My mum threw herself off a bridge because my dad didn't love her. So you might say I've got the perfect excuse to be a bit rebellious.
Are you 18?
Yes.
Can you prove it?
There.
That'll be £2.99.
She must have been such a lot of fun to play.
It was, and she's so fun, and the whole story in such, you know, quite an intimate kind of cast, and it was just, we were all stuck on this island, and in the best way possible. It was a magic little 6 weeks. I adored doing it, loved the script, everything about it. Just this ball of energy that Amelia was.
But I've just found a new friend. I'm the new cleaner.
I'm Beth Fisher.
Oh, look at that! That's amazing!
Did you have to be sort of uninhibited yourself to be able to play that?
Yeah, I had to let go of a lot of stuff. I sort of overanalyze in my head or have lots of preconceived sort of, oh, what if that happens? And I overthink things a lot, whereas Amelia sort of, she just doesn't. She just goes for it. If an idea comes into her head and she thinks it's genius, she'll just go out there and do it. And that was incredibly liberating, obviously, and just wicked. But I had to sort of shake off a lot of myself to be able to sort of not care, really, because she doesn't. So I had to sort of take on part of that to be able to get away with it.
You should come for dinner.
Are you applying to university, Amelia?
I'm not actually going to uni. I'm writing a novel.
That's cool.
I could teach you creative writing if you're struggling.
Just you and me writing?
Yes.
Sounds fun.
The script itself was based on Wish You Were Here, the character of Emily Lloyd. Who did you base Amelia on?
I mean, I'd seen Wish You Were Here before I'd read the script, and then on my second audition, they'd written our writer Tamsin Raffan had written down some reference points in terms of elements of character, and that was on there. And as soon as I saw that reference, it made sense. I was like, of course that's there, and with the whole seaside thing, and you know all the things she says are quite similar to Emily Lloyd's character. I don't know who I based her on, really. There are a couple of friends of mine who sort of... One of my friends is so herself. She has no idea at all, but she just is her, and there is no changing her. But she's far more sort of refined and in a much more sort of whimsical way, whereas Amelia sort of is much more ball-grabbing kind of girl, literally, and far more sort of uses her sexuality quite a lot at first, as if she knows what she's doing. I think she thinks she knows how to use it, but she doesn't.
I wrote The Cliff House. It ripped everything I had from my soul, and it's left me with nothing. But it was good.
My dad thinks you're really clever. Did your dad really say that?
You instantly connected to the script, and can you tell us a little bit more about that, and also the audition process that you went through?
Yeah, I mean, I just read the script, and your agent sort of sends them along to see if, you know, you'd like to audition, and I fell in love with her. I just thought, first time I read it, I thought it was very funny, and then I read it immediately afterwards and then found it was far more complex and actually a lot more emotive and had slightly darker themes to it than I had first sort of imagined and had noticed. And it just, that sort of, she was the first character that I found that had those complexities and those sort of almost chalk and cheese like elements. You know, someone can be outgoing, but actually underneath it all is far more fragile and sensitive, and then that's so common in that age. And I felt she wanted to say something, but she was just going about it the wrong way, or wanted to do something but was going down the wrong path, and but also doesn't apologise at the end of it. You know, in so many ways, she still keeps herself the way. And the process, the audition, I just had to convince them to hire me, I suppose, because at the time I hadn't got a job yet, so it was I'd been given a part, so I just had to fool them into believing I'd be fine.
I really wouldn't let your daughter anywhere near me.
She's 17. That's old enough to know your own mind.
Is this a lesson on subtext, Mr. Fisher?
I love Amelia. She's great, isn't she, Dad?
Yes.
It must be great for you as well. That you're, at the very sort of cusp of your career, all taking off. I mean, you've got Downton Abbey as well. I mean, to be able to show the dexterity of your acting ability with the two parts must be a gift for you, really.
It's wonderful to play something modern day and sort of, quite gritty and to have those slight taboo subjects, and then at the same time tackle something that's of another time, and to tackle a character like Sybil, who is she's so morally grounded, she's so good, she stands for so many things which are so important, and it's been so wonderful to play those two characters, yet there's a sort of common bond with them in a way.
Well, you want to be a dropout too, do you? Like that ghastly girl?
To Oxford. Can't do this to Beth anymore.
Is it difficult as well, as you're new to acting and obviously connecting with the dialogue, to add the sentiment, to not just be saying and speaking the dialogue, but actually connecting a sentiment behind it and feeling? Is that a difficult process to go through?
In some way, I enjoy that so much. It's the most wonderful element to it, is that when someone shouts cut, it almost feels like that moment just happened, and to be able to indulge yourself in getting into that part. And it's sometimes things can make more sense and feel more real sometimes when you're playing a character through and playing out a narrative, sometimes than in real life, because quite often it's only in retrospect that you realise the lessons or things you were doing. So it's such an amazing experience. I completely caught the bug.
I didn't mean for it to happen, any of it.
At least she's getting some spirit about her.